Welcome everyone to episode 75 of the LunchBox Comics Draw Stream. I am the one and only LunchBox Warren, the writer, artist, and creator of the Adventures of Cig and Joe, a special 31-page one-shot for Anarchy Press's Ninja High School number 200, and as well as a one-shot 17-page one-shot, How the Squirrels Saved My Town, which is now available on Global Comix, link in the description. Currently, right now, I'm working on an expanded version of How the Squirrels Saved Longview. As a video that have been following me know, they've been watching me do it here on my channel. I was going to come on yesterday. Oh, what's up, Dingus? What's up, Ichthus? I was going to come on yesterday, but I had to run down to the VA for some medical stuff, and then afterwards I watched Masters of the Universe, and then when I came back, it was just too late for me to jump on and do anything. So, but I have to say, after watching Masters of the Universe, that movie is quite a good movie, and doesn't deserve a tenth of the hate that it's getting. I've said this on Twitter twice now. I think, after reading some of the negative reviews on Twitter for Master of the Universe, I would even go so far as saying that I don't even think they watched it. They were so far off on what that movie is. The only real bad thing I could say about Masters of the Universe is that some of the jokes were lame and ill-timed. So there'd be like an important moment going on, and then they would have kind of a lame joke break it up, and not all the jokes hit. I do like the idea of kind of a Marvel movie formula with it, where it has the good action, costumes, special effects, and then has a level of humor. The movie didn't take itself too seriously, but at the same time, it was just a nice little love letter to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So yeah, I enjoyed myself watching that, and highly recommend anyone who has the money and time to go out to the theater to watch it. If not, definitely worth something to watch when it goes to video on demand. So today's Wednesday. Before I get drawing, I'm going to show off some of the comic books I picked up, because I was able to go to the comic book shop for a new Comic Wednesday. I got Absolute Wonder Woman number 20. Yeah, it was overall a great time. There was just a couple jokes that kind of disrupted it. I got Frankenstein New World, which has been a real gem, the first one, so I picked up the second one of that. I got the second one of the sequel to Sonic the Hedgehog in DC, which is the Metal Legion. I got the second one to that. Oh yeah, no problem, Ichthus, no problem at all. I haven't read this yet, but the Joshua Williamson Iron Man run, this is number 6, has been a delight. I picked up the Next Level All In, Barbara Gordon issue 2 for Breakout. This is the new Transformers issue, kind of more fallout from the Optimus Prime giving up the Matrix of leadership. The new Witchblade, which I haven't read the most recent ones, but I have been collecting them. Number 19 on the new Turtles run. I picked up that one. This one right here has been amazing. It's the Absolute Green Arrow number 1. This is badass book. I really enjoyed issue 1 of this. I picked up the Kevin Smith Bizarro Year None issue 1. This is the second thing of Kevin Smith I picked up today. I got I guess that's the new crossover event for the Avengers. Avengers Armageddon. I picked this up because it looked interesting. I got issue 3 of the new Deathstroke series, which is the artwork in this is so sick, and Deathstroke is a sick character. This is one I've been looking forward to also, is the brand new Absolute Catwoman number 1. I'm excited to thumb through this one. I picked up the new Batwoman All In. These are all part of all brand new series that kind of spun off from the DCKO event. I got number 5 of The Darkness. I'm a Darkness fan, and this is Reborn Ultimate Impact, and I think this ties into the new Ultimate Universe. And then I got Jay and Silent Bob, Jays of Future Past, which I haven't cracked open yet, and I was just like, okay, I gotta read this. And one of my favorite books recently, number 5 of Dork. This has been a lot of fun to read. I picked up the blind bag of the new Mask series. It's part of the Energon universe. And that's it. So yeah, it was a nice comic book haul today at Pantheon Comics and Games in St. Helens, Oregon. And I'm excited to dig into some of those. That was I figured it would be. I'm a Kevin Smith fan, even though he's been kind of weird lately. But yeah, I'm happy to pick up that one. All right, so let's get the music started and let's get me to. So this is going to be an interesting page to draw. Oh, okay. This is going to be when we first get to see all the elites and the queen. So I'm going to work on getting this page kind of figured out. A little bit of a health journey update. As I told you guys, I did a bunch of tests recently. I haven't got word back on my blood tests and this 24-hour urine test I did. But I did get word back for my sleep apnea test. And apparently I have severe obstructed sleep apnea. So they have these things. You take a sleep apnea test where it's low oxygen events, and they measure it by how many low oxygen events you have in an hour. I believe the tolerance is 5. I don't know if that's like the average is what people have is 5, or they don't want you to have any more than 5. I had 88 in a 1 hour period. So I have very severe sleep apnea. So today I made an appointment to get fitted for and sent to me a CPAP machine for sleeping. And yeah, let's get that. We'll get that problem taken care of, and maybe I can get some decent sleep. Yeah, it's going to be a long run today, US Sarn. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff to reel in, I've got the CPAP machine to help me sleep. The blood test was supposed to be to check for testosterone levels, but they ran a full like kidney panel on me. So I'm going to check to see how my kidneys are functioning, and also how my blood levels work is. And I've been trying to get back on my diet, and yeah, it's been interesting recently. Hey, USR, how's it going, buddy? Oh, I'm so sorry, USR. That's terrible. Yeah, I saw that at the comic book shop, but I wasn't quite sure about that one. Yeah, they're gonna fit me for a nasal plug, where it's like two plugs to go in the nose, and they're also gonna give me a nasal mask, which is just over the nose. So if I don't like the plug, they're gonna go with the mask. All right, buddy. Hey, what's up, Massive? Yeah, these are the last 3 pages, buddy. Yeah, last 3 pages, and then I'll start doing the inking. And when I do the inking, I do the inking and the gray toning at the same time. So I'll have finished pages after the next run through. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once all that's done, I'll start the lettering process. I'll probably do the lettering process. I probably won't do that live. I'll probably get started on issue 2 live for that one. And then once I get these lettered up and proofread, then I'm going to put them on I'll put it on Global Comix. Yeah, I get a lot of compliments on that joke. Thank you so much, Massive. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. Only thing is, I would have wanted a decent like action studio, animation studio to do it, because it is an action cartoon or action comic. So I would want like an anime type kind of action studio to work on it. Um, I spent a good amount of time developing the world. I didn't spend nearly enough time developing the issue. Like issue 1, I was writing it as I went. So that's one of the things that's different with me now is I do I do a lot more pre-planning and character designs along those lines. Like a lot of those character designs I was coming up with on the spot. Now, I've fallen in love with those characters. Like you'll see in issue 1, the 2 little straw guys that have the knife and the axe. I fell in love with those guys. Those guys are going to come back in the second arc. The candle guy is going to make another appearance. So there was I was developing it as I went, and a lot of that stuff was kind of done on the fly, without nearly as much pre-planning when I got into making the issue. Now, as the overall story arc, I developed it up to the point where it was more than an outline, but it wasn't a script yet. And I knew where I was going to end up, but I didn't plan out issue 1, 2, as much as I planned out issue 3 and 4. Like issue 3 and 4, I essentially had the outlines done for both, and then I went to scripting stage on issue 3, and then that worked into issue 4 a lot smoother. Issue 1 and 2 was a lot of developing as I went, which I don't recommend to people because that means you're going to spend time upheaving your production process in order to make sure that you're designing everything, and sometimes you have to design stuff and characters along those lines. I am glad though that it felt deliberate and unique. I'm glad that the characters were distinctly, while I'm very, very happy with what you're saying there, because I didn't put as much time as I should have into those, as I think I should have. Like the little straw guys, Tig and Mig, they'll be back, and they're gonna get a little bit of a more thorough design. And I'm also gonna flesh out the designs of the world more for the second arc. More detailed surroundings and stuff along those lines. But I do appreciate, that's, I'm glad that it worked, and that you felt that way about it, Okay, sweet. Awesome. Yeah, I'm always my own worst critic, and you know how that goes. We are our biggest critics. You're absolutely right, Panda. Yeah, but I'm very excited to get going on the second arc of Cig and Joe. What's up? Hey, what's up, Mad Mel? What's up, boss? Yeah, they do start burning a hole in your head, and the second arc is going to be a big arc for Cig and Joe. It's going to be dealing with the fallout of them performing this heist that they did in the first arc, and it's going to change. It's going to flip their world upside down, essentially. We're going to dive into Amanda's past. I'm going to have a guest appearance of Tomorrow Girl from Antarctic Press. We're going to introduce a bunch of new characters. And we're going to revisit the Chowder Squid. Yeah, that was. Yeah, the plan for Tomorrow Girl is she's going to be on a mission at trying to stop an evil science group from messing up this college university science lab. And during the struggles, a multiversal portal gets activated and she gets sucked into it. And then she falls down and ends up in Cig and Joe's world. And then she'll be in like 2 issues trying to figure out how to get back. And I'm going to play off of how her mindset towards heroism compared to like with what Cig and Joe face. Like she's going to be thrown into the waste can in Cig and Joe's world where, you know, like an evil corporation runs everything and stuff's not always just. And then you've got this kind of golden age style superhero who's just kind of like, I need to, if I see something wrong, I'm going to do it. And she's going to teach Cig and Joe, and Cig and Joe are going to teach her different things about being a hero and stuff along those lines. So that should be a lot of fun, throwing her into the mix. I'll probably have Tomorrow Man as well as Penguina for the parts that are in her world. I'm going to redesign her costume to fit Cig and Joe's world, and a bunch of cool stuff planned. I wanted it to be, I wanted it to be like the old school crossovers, like, Ninja Turtles would go along, and then all of a sudden Cerebus would show up, and Cerebus would be actually part of the canon of the story, and the guest character just comes in, intermixes the characters, then leaves without having to be some kind of special alternate universe thing. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun playing in that sandbox. Yeah, the crossovers like came out of nowhere. It was so cool. I'd love to do some more crossovers with other characters. It's not the easiest thing in the world to mix characters into Cig and Joe's world, but I would like to do it.
echo in the empty park, chasing shadows, falling apart. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hole, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Static buzzes, a signal breaks through. Skyline flickers in a glitching hue. The world's a wire, and with a fuse burning bright, nothing left to lose. Fingers trace the rhythm, the beat. Feel the pulse, it's incomplete. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hole, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark, dark, dark. Falling through the circuits, a coded street. Reality shatters like a broken dream. Every spark a story, every glitch a scream. We're just pixels in the grand machine. Neon lights hum like a restless heart. City whispers secrets in the dark. Footsteps echo in the empty park, chasing shadows, falling apart. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hole, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hum, lost in the spark. We're alive in the
I am on page 40 of 41, so second to last page. Oh. All right. Oh. Yeah, it's one big splash page. It's the final page. Okay. Okay, guys. So, 41 pages of How the Squirrels Saved Longview is essentially ready for inking. Opens up with a shot of the Rainier to Longview Bridge, a Welcome to Longview sign. This is a shot of the Monticello Hotel where you see a guy sweeping out front. As he's sweeping, some cats are getting into the garbage, and he shoos them off, and they head down to an alley that Dingus is tagged. This is the actual main part of the park of Lake Sacagawea here in Longview, Washington. And the cats are kind of walking in the park. They found another trash can, but this third cat, he spots something. And it's this mother duck with some ducklings. One of the ducks gets distracted and starts playing with the butterfly. And this cat's on the hunt. Well, one of the scouts for the squirrels is seeing this whole thing play out. He's got his lightning bugs with him. And he sends them up to send a warning. Oh. They go up and fly a circle, and then this patrol with our main character Stark, Runt, and Talk see it. They dive into action. The cat's about ready to take out this duckling, and Stark saves him. The cat hits the tree, and then it's fights on. Runt hits him from behind with a leap attack, and then Stark comes in and attacks the legs. We've got Talk flying through and hits him with an arrow. And the cat gets smacked on the head, and he's down for the count. The boys are feeling proud of themselves, and then the two other cats arrive. And they're kind of like, oh, nuts. But have no fear, here comes the leader of the squirrel tribe and Stark's father, Scar, riding his bald eagle. He swoops in and yanks off one of the cats and slams him into a tree. They're kind of shocked, but then it's like the cat starts hissing at the boys, and you hear this big honk. And it's the second in command, Natsu, on his goose, his goose steed, if you will. The goose draws the cat back, and then Nutso gets off. And he's going to challenge the cat. We go back to Scar, who's circling the tree as the cat watches. As he goes behind the tree, Scar jumps off the wing, runs around the tree till he gets behind the cat, and then leaps off for a one-hit blow. Then we got back to Nutso, who challenges the cat. They come at each other. and then slice. That cat is down. Runt, who's Natsu's son, runs up to him, and he kind of embraces, like, "Good job, son." Stark is watching this, and then he looks over to his father, who's praying for the cat. Then these two talk about the cat and his rashness of rushing in. We should have waited for backup. And then Scar tells Stark and the boys to head back to the tribe, and they'll clean this up. Then we see off in the distance, there's an insectoid scout who's watching the whole thing. He goes back to his ship and flies off, flies over the town, flies by some town landmarks, especially this movie theater playing Dead the Grim Reaper, The Adventures of Cig and Joe, Odyssey of the Dreamweaver, and then 47 Furious Tales and Masters of Edge. All a good weekend for the movie theater. So he sees a homeless guy sleeping on a bench. He scans him. Then he heads up into the upper stratosphere and sends a signal to the mothership, who's hiding on the moon. And then we see a tactician bug, insectoid, who downloads the information and then carries that information. We see some drones setting up, and he goes into, like, the main bridge. That's where we get to see our first sets of elites and the queen. He plugs in the box, and they see kind of like a hologram image of the trees of the park. The queen, satisfied, rouse up the troops, and then they're taking off towards Earth. So that is going to be the first issue of How the Squirrels Saved Longview. Boom. All right. So I've been at this for a couple hours now, almost 3. I'm not going to start inking the first page. So tomorrow, me and Dingus are going to be doing a pre-recorded review of a comic book. And then when we get done with that, I will go live, but I'm going to be at my drawing desk, and I'm going to work on another sketch cover to get ready for the Fandom Con, which is a local small convention out of the mall here in town. So I wanted to get 1 or 2 more sketch covers done for that to get ready for that show. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. Friday, I will be on the last panel where we're doing our top 5 favorite remakes. And then on Saturday, if everything goes right, well, Saturday will be the con. And then Sunday, if everything goes right and I'm feeling up to it, we will start the inking and gray toning of How the Squirrels Saved Longview. Oh, excuse me. Then on Monday, me and Mad Mel are going to be on for the Art Bros Art Show. We're going to be doing Marvel rival characters. I believe I'm going to do Captain America, and I believe he might be doing Rocket Raccoon. I'm not 100% sure. And then on Tuesday, it'll be back to inking How the Squirrels Saved Longview. Yeah, so that's the schedule, and the inking will commence. When I'm not on live, I'm going to be working on getting the script ready for issue 2 of How the Squirrels Saved Longview. I'm going to need to do some character designs for some new characters being introduced, some squirrel characters, the mother, raccoons. There's going to be a bunch of animals that are going to be kind of premiered in the second issue. So we're gonna, I might do some more character designs for that. And then we're gonna be, as soon as I ink in Gray Tone issue 1, we'll rock it right into issue 2. So, yeah, guys, a lot of cool stuff coming up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now, and follow me along on this awesome journey of creating a full graphic novel. But until next time, my friends. Oh, and of course, thank you to my chat. You guys are awesome. You guys' involvement and comments and words are all really super appreciated. Mad Mel, Massive Panda, US Sarn, Martha, Orange, Avenger, Ichthus 5, everyone who stops by, all the lurkers. I really do appreciate you guys, and we're just going to keep heading forward and keep working on this stuff. So, until next time, my friends, as always, be good, stay safe, and God bless.